Good morning. We are back in the kitchen. I'm Connie, and this is Connie's Kitchen here at Treetop Lodge on OCTV. You know, my daughter, Larissa, I talk about her a lot, is very much into running and training and doing all this kind of stuff. So she had asked me to do a couple things for her as far as plan ahead things that she could like throw in the freezer, and then when she wants them, throw them in the microwave. So I thought I'd do a little bit of that, show you what I'm doing, because it really is brilliant. It's so simple. Ricing cauliflower is very trendy right now, and you can buy it already riced in a bag and all that. And whereas this cost me $2, if you buy the same amount already riced, it's like $5. So that's ridiculous. So take a little bit of time, do your own prep. And so I'm going to do that with some broccoli, and don't have to cook it. I mean, of course, broccoli you can eat raw anyway, and many do. Put that aside. But this is the only cooking it will get is when you take it out of the freezer to eat it, and you pop it in the microwave. So all I'm going to do with this, I'm going to do the same thing with the cauliflower. I couldn't figure out when she said to rice it, so to me, thought, well, I guess that means throw it in the chopper. You know me and my chopper. So that's what I did. And it turned out with a really nice consistency. And I'm going to add some cheese to it and a little bit of sea salt, and that'll be it. Oh, smells good. It's nice, and have a nice sunny day here. And the veggies are smelling good. And so that's what I'm doing. Get that. And this amount of broccoli, and actually I only just bought the broccoli crowns because they're on sale right now. So it's not expensive. This was $1 worth of broccoli, and this will probably give me 2 to 3 servings. And that's cool, especially when you're somebody like Larissa who is constantly on the go, running from job to school to everything else. Which, by the way, she's graduating from college on May 19th. She has worked really hard to achieve this. She's made the dean's list at least once, I think twice. And it's all her victory. She did it. She made it happen and persevered, and we're very, very proud of her. All right, so there we go. I'm going to drop that in the chopper. And I always run into this when I take the canister off. So I'm going to seat it back. There we go. Ready? Quick buzz. And that's all you need to do right there. And it's ready to go. And then I just take containers that I'm going to use in the freezer and put that directly in there. Of course, my scrapers have disappeared. Unicorns, what are you going to do? Well, you get the drift. I'll get as much of it out of there as I can. And now I'm going to add just some sea salt, some fresh ground sea salt. So when it's done, when you pull it out of the freezer, you can go directly in the microwave. And you've got some nice fresh seasoning with the sea salt. I mean, you can add a lot more things. But since I'm just starting to do this, I'm starting very simply. Over here. And I got some of this wonderful, it's not a Parmesan, but it tastes something like a Parmesan. And this one, it's a peppermint Bellavitano. And this was the one I told you about before that Chris got around Christmas time, or after Christmas when it was on clearance, and I think because of the peppermint. But I gotta tell you, that peppermint adds the most intriguing flavor. It's not really prominent. It's like you taste it and go, it's really good, but what am I tasting? And of course, you know, you can buy the pre-shredded cheese, but when you have a chance to experiment with different types of cheese like this, and it only takes a moment to grate it, and then it's, oh, the smell. It smells so good. Yeah. So while I'm standing here grating, what's going on at the lodge? Well, we're coming up into May pretty soon, which is going to be a busy month. We've got the shearing at Always a Coyo next door, which the public is welcome. give me a call, 248-933-4579, to make reservations. We start here at the lodge, and then you have a private driver that takes you over to the barns, and you can spend as much time there as you want, and then you come back here for lunch whenever you want. Then you can go back to the barns if you want. All right, so that's it. And that's going to go in the freezer. And it's a fun day. It's something we have to do anyway. The alpacas have to be shorn, but it's just a fun day. And it's something that most people don't get to see. And I've talked about this before with our shearers, Matt and Katie, and our team of people at the barn, the helpers. I'm going to step over here for a second. It's just a fun day. And so that's coming up May 14th and 15th. Then I've got a group of ladies coming in from a book club for an overnight. And June is the Tough Mudder, first weekend of June. I do have a little bit of space available. I'm not advertising on the Tough Mudder site this year. It's just kind of word of mouth. And everyone that was here last year is coming back. So, but I do still have some space each night. So if you want to, if you're participating or just watching and you want to come and stay at the lodge, we're closer than any place else you'd come to stay. So again, just give me a call and I'll let you know what's available. And that includes breakfast. And if you want to order dinner for either or both nights, you can do that. Just let me know, because I'm cooking for one of the groups, like to have all their dinners up here. All right, so I'm doing the same thing with the cauliflower that I just did with the broccoli. And of course, I washed all this before you got here. I mean, I know it's fascinating, but I don't think you want to watch me wash vegetables. And so what else? We've got weddings coming up. We've got scrapbooking. Wine dinners are done for the year, or through the summer. Seems to be something that just isn't as popular in the summer, I guess because everybody's so busy. But you can still book your own private wine dinner. I'm just not putting any on the schedule. So providing you choose a date that works for Dean, we can do the wine dinner for you. And it does not disappoint. Okay, here we go again with the chopper. Everything's in place. And there we have it. That's how simple it is to make cauliflower rice. I guess they call it rice because it has that kind of consistency at this point. Oh, it smells good. And if you're not a big veggie person, but you're trying to eat more vegetables, this is a great way to start. The problem most people have with vegetables, which I had with vegetables, is that, excuse me, oh, I'm going to add some goat cheese, some garlic goat cheese, is that growing up, I mean, in my era, it was either canned vegetables or boil the life out of them. Do this and you'll enjoy it a lot more. So I'll just put a lid on this, throw them in the freezer, and I will be back in a couple minutes. We're going to do some quick breakfast ideas. So stay tuned.
Welcome to American Legion in Oxford for the best fish on Fridays. That's right, from noon to 8:30. You can get the best walleye in Michigan. You can get walleye, baked cod, chicken strips, baked potatoes, and more. On the hall side of the Legion, oh, hello there, friends. You can have 12 friends on a table, any one of the best military museums in Michigan. And the dining side, oh, hello again. More comfortable with many 4-seat tables and a couple of 5-seaters. Now on Friday, we usually have about 400 to 500 best friends for our fish. Carry out? You bet. We have 50 to 60 carryouts at the post. We have some young fins with the birthdays and some of our best seniors at the post. Oh yeah, waitresses, they go like a track waitress to get your food. If you have never enjoyed our secret famous walleye at the Legion, come on in every Friday from noon to 8:30 at the American Legion Post 108 on 130 East Rainer Road, Oxford.
Battles aren't won solely on the field. That's a common misconception. Battles are won within, over enemies of fear, enemies of doubt. In that place where promises are kept. Promises to oneself, promises to one's community, promises to one's country. In the heart of every Marine, you'll find a promise forever kept, a promise of battles won.
I used to think news is news. It's all the same, but it's not. There's a big difference between local broadcast news and cable news. See, local stations are part of my community, connecting me to local news, weather, and sports on every device. It makes sense. Get the news from the people I trust who actually live here. No agenda, no bias like on cable shout shows or social media, just facts. For news I can trust, I stay local. Support your local stations. Text TV to 52886 today.
And I'm back. By the way, I'm not going to touch my hair because I don't have to stop and wash my hands. But I just got my hair done. You see how pretty it looks? Amy did that on Monday. And as usual, I just about went to sleep in the chair. So, thank you, Amy. I get so many compliments. People say, if you can tame this mane, and you have. It just feels better now, you know? And I'm thinking, especially going into warmer weather, it just makes such a huge difference. All right, I'm going to make a couple of quick breakfast type things that you can make ahead. This is a Tupperware container. And I was just telling Kyle, I sold Tupperware when I was in my 20s, so this has got to be close to 40 years old and still in perfect condition. And I don't even know if they make it anymore, but this is great for mixing up pudding or milkshakes, or I discovered eggs. If you want to pre-scramble them, stick it in the fridge, and then just pour out what you want. Now, this isn't available anymore, I don't think, but there is a current alternative, which is the blender bottles that you buy to make all your sports drinks and stuff. So what you can do the exact same thing. Plus, this has got the little mixer ball in it. And I've done this before. This is handy. It's a Sunday night. Scramble up some eggs, put them in the fridge, and that way, come down in the morning, you can just pour out as much as you want and have breakfast. And I will admit, I'm not a big breakfast eater. I should be, because it really sets up your metabolism in a good way for the day. And you don't get to lunch and eat something bad just because you're starving. So, I mean, I should practice what I preach, and I'm working on it. But this is a handy way to do it. So instead of just having scrambled eggs, here it is. I'll just do 4 for now. All right, I got the blender bead in there. I'm going to throw in some cheese. I'm going to chop up some spinach and throw that in. And then I'm going to let it sit for a little bit. And in the third segment, we'll come back and we'll cook some, and I'll show you how easy it is to do that. Now, you can add milk to this if you want to thin it out, but I like the idea of getting the pure protein in the morning. Get you started on your day. See, we're all scrambled. And I'm going to throw in, we'll throw in some goat cheese, because I like goat cheese. Well, I like all cheese, but throw in some goat cheese. And I'm going to throw a little bit of spinach in the chopper real quick. And again, if you're not a big fan of veggies and greens and such, it's a great way to try it, because you really should get that into your diet. I am told when I was a child that I loved spinach, and then for years I wouldn't touch it until I discovered there are so many different ways to prepare it. It doesn't have to just be boiled down into a green goop. You can do it this way. Throw some of that in there. And save that because it doesn't go to waste. A little bit of salt. My grinder's getting tight. And some pepper. And what you have, depending on how many eggs you have. Now this would be 4 servings for me because I put 4 eggs in, and I usually eat 1 egg at a time. So into your blender bottle, or if you have one, your Tupperware, mix it up, and you just throw this right in the fridge. And like I said, when we come back in the next one, we'll cook some of that up. So now another easy breakfast thing, again to prepare ahead of time. I've got some eggs that I hard-boiled, and I peeled them because, again, I don't think you just want to stand here and watch me peel eggs. So it's going to be kind of This can be heated up, or it doesn't have to be. You can just grab the container right out of the fridge, take it with you wherever you're going, and have breakfast. So that's why I hard-boil the eggs first. You can also bake the eggs to do this, but this was just handy. So we'll throw some eggs in there, and then some other fun stuff. I'll get that later. Strip out some fresh corn. And, oh, even this early in the season, getting some great sweet from that corn. Great little bit of sugar there, natural sugar. Got the tomatillo. Not sure why I have a tomatillo. Obviously left from something, but I don't waste things. So, you know what I'm going to do? Go get some bacon started here in my little skillet. Excuse me, eggies. Let that go behind me a little bit and listen to it. And like I said, this is just if you take a little planning, you know, depending on how your schedule works. Typical schedule, you know, you're home on Sunday night. You can whip up all these things that I'm talking about in less than, 30 minutes, obviously, because that's what I'm doing here. And you'll have lunches and breakfasts and such that you can take with you when you go to work or sporting event or school or whatever, and you're not eating fast food all the time. Now, I'm not slamming fast food, but as a steady diet, it's just not a good idea. And this way you have some alternatives. Ooh, we'll throw some green onions in there. And I think when that bacon browns up, I'll crumble up some of that in there. So we have the eggs that are scrambled. So if you've got a few minutes in the morning and you have time, you pour those in a pan. And then you can just throw that in a container and take it with you. Or we'll have something that's more of a cold preparation here. Ooh, let's throw some broccoli in. And then something like this, you can dress it if you want to. You want a little bit more flavor in there. I would probably just go with a little bit of salt and pepper and lemon juice. Nice and fresh. Ooh. See, I'm using all the same components. I'm just using them in different ways. So that's one of the things that makes this so easy for you to do, like I said, on a Sunday evening when you know you've got a busy week coming up. Just pull out a bunch of your favorite ingredients and put them together in a couple different ways. And away you go. And the only thing I had to stop and buy for today was the fresh produce, because of course I always want that as fresh as possible. But the other things I had right to hand. I had the cheese in the fridge and different things. Oh, is there anything better than the smell of bacon cooking? Put some cauliflower in here. This is something that would really appeal to Kyle also, because he's a big veg guy. And that's good because he's probably going to get to this for lunch today. So I guess before I dress it, I will ask him, would he want salad, some sort of dressing, or would we want just like lemon juice and salt and pepper? He's not talking, but he did nod. So I'm going with the lemon juice and salt and pepper.
Yes. Thank you, Connie.
You're welcome.
From Unicorn Land.
Well, darling, you are my biggest supporter out here on the show and everything, and give me a lot of great input. Last night we had free meals. Went great. We made the soup, or the pot pie that we made here with Dave a couple weeks ago. We made it for free meals, and it was very well received. Yeah, that's hot. Okay, slow down. The guests really enjoyed it. It was really nice. And Kyle was there, and Pauline, and Dave, and Jackie, and Tate, and Liam, and had a big crowd, which I hope that just means everybody was hungry and not another downturn in the economy. So I'm going to step around here. So that's what I've been doing. And I had to tape a meeting. I forgot to grab a fresh lemon, sorry. But I was able to leave and get to the meeting on time, and my team finished up behind me, as usual. They're great people. I'm very blessed. And Amy Shadell, Amy, my hair person, who's been here on the show, she wants to come and help. So that's great. That's really heartening. And anybody that comes will tell you, it's fun. I mean, aside from the fact that we're doing a good thing, it's fun. So I'm going to throw this together, and by the time you get back, that bacon will be ready to crumble. And then we'll move on to something else equally quick and delicious. That smells good.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That moment?
It was a moment that changed my life. I'd been training with my team for months, and now we had been called up for the first time. The real deal. Wildfires were getting dangerously close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com.
And we're back, and we're dancing in the kitchen. All right, so while you were out, I did something real quick. I grabbed a red skin potato, diced it up, stole a little idea from Joe, put a little bit of cider vinegar in here and some fresh ground salt and pepper, and just threw it in the microwave for a couple minutes. And now I've got a very hot bowl. But, whew! There we go. So I can add some potato to our little dish here. Which, even though it's hot now, throw it in the fridge. These potatoes eat just as good cold. So we got some potatoes in here. And see how smart I am? I grabbed something that didn't burn myself. And I don't know if this is going to crumble for me, and I'm just going to add some bacon. And also, by adding the lemon juice before the potato and the potato has a slight tang from the cider vinegar that I used. The bacon still tastes like bacon. So you can have, it's not like the dressing has to cover every little bit of it. For some reason I got a bubble there that didn't crisp up. So this is thick sliced applewood bacon. And I like the thick slices for something like this because it really stands up to the salad. I don't want to have little minuscule bits that you can't even see. So there we go. And you see how quick and easy that was? And that'll go right in the fridge. And I just made one, but you could make 5 at a time, same way, same amount of time. And then fight with the lids. All right, so now we've got our egg mixture that we put together. I'm gonna give it another shake. This will be really quick. And then, I'll put this down now. This is kind of an experiment. I want toast, but I don't want it to get soggy. So I'm going to toast it, and then I'm going to do something with it in the skillet, which will hopefully make it real crunchy and give it a lot of good flavor. And it can go with you. Hot. Now I'm just going to pour in my burner is sitting crooked again. There we go. There you go. That's about 1 egg's worth. And since it's a scrambled egg, and I'm in a hurry, because it's morning time and I'm getting ready to leave for work, I'm not going to try to omelet it. I'm not going to try to make it pretty and flip it. I'm going to let it start to cook, and then I'm just going to scramble it in the pan. And we'll put it in our container. So while that's doing that, because it's just fascinating to watch eggs cook, I'm Connie Miller from Connie's Kitchen here on OCTV, AT&T Channel 99, and Charter Channel 191. Spectrum Channel 191. I'm sorry, there was a change. They don't tell me these things. You can reach me at 248-933-4579. You can reach me on Facebook, which is Treetop Lodge Oxford, which is where we, bear with me, I'm still trying to figure out the calendar, but that's where we post our lodge events. Like if I do an open scrapbooking, the shearing is there, stuff like that. Oops, turn that off. Eggs are done. That was quick. Nice little bit of egg there. You know, and you can add bacon and such to take with you if you want. It's all about what you want to do. But I also have 3 more days of eggs to cook. So take them as I go. And I've got the toast going. And I think, don't touch the burner, Con. Not a good idea. And this is the same skillet I used for the bacon. Just wipe it out in between. But that leaves a little bit of the bacon seasoning behind. And I'm going to use it for our toast experiment, which, there goes. Put a little bit of butter in the skillet. Ooh, this eggs smell good. I can smell the cheese. And I try when I do things like this to season and everything, so you don't have to worry about, oh, you get to work, you go, oh, I need some salt. Well, just put a little bit in while you're cooking, and you don't have to worry about that. It's completely self-contained. And butter's melting, and I'm going to take a little bit of this bacon syrup. I don't know why, it just looks like fun. What I'm going to try to do is almost like a French toast idea, but without the egg. And I'm going to put the toast in, if I can get it out of the toaster. I'm going to throw that in there. Come on, toast. Just to get a little bit of that flavor going on there. And then it's already buttered for you. And had a few little potatoes left over. So we'll put that in with this breakfast. And nothing goes to waste. So in the eggs, we've got the spinach, we've got the goat cheese, got a little bit of salt and pepper, we got a little bit of red wine vinegar, or cider vinegar. And that's just to kind of give something to steam while the potatoes cook through. And then we'll have our toast here, if I can find my tongs. I can. So the toast has already got a little bit of, now it's got some butter on it, a little bit of syrup. And for now, I'm just going to set this right in here. But what I would do if I was taking it out of the house, put those in a little sandwich bag before you put them in there. So to recap, we have made the equivalent of 5 breakfasts, 5 lunches. We've got the power dishes with the broccoli and the cauliflower that you can throw in the freezer and grab whenever. And then you're good to go. And all told, probably spent about $6. Now that's not bad when you think you've got breakfast and lunch for the week, plus the extra side dishes, and you spent a half hour, you spent $6, which breaks down to what, 50 cents a day? A quarter a meal? No fast food place can beat that. And it's fun, you know, and this is the kind of thing, if you have kids, bring them into the kitchen with you. Kids love doing this sort of thing. Heck, my nephew Liam started at Free Meals with me when he was 7. Tate was 9, and they're still there. And so it's just the easiest thing. Go into the grocery store, pick up a few odd pieces. You don't have to buy large quantities. But if you have a large family, it's great. You can make it all up at once and the kids are set for the week. And you are set to go. So anyway, back to what I was saying. You can email me at stormy3958@att.net. Look at our website, Treetop Lodge Oxford. And until we meet again, this was episode 58. We're going to film 59, and then Chris will be back for number 60. So I will see you then. Remember the promise, be kind to one another, and share time with friends and family in the kitchen. Share ideas. It's a lot of fun and makes me very happy. So I will see you very soon.